So welcome all, and I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So we have curated leadership lessons from this book, Start with Why, derived from this book, really not as it is. And we are going to discuss that in 5 parts. Each part is having 10 leadership lessons. So let's see how much we can finish today, and the rest we can plan whether to do it on Monday or we can start a new book, and this other points I can share with you for your review. Yeah. So the part 1 is about the core framework and biology of inspiration. The book is Start with Why. And what is the core framework? Great leaders and organizations do not start by taking about what they do or how they do it. They lead from inside out with their core purpose, belief, or cause. And this is what actually we have discussed throughout all 30 sessions that we have actually kind of discussed, right? So the core principle is the same. Start from within. And the inside core is why. Then comes how. And the periphery is having the what. Generally, people and leaders who are ignorant about the benefit of this approach, they start with why and somehow go to what. Sorry, start with what and somehow go to how, but why generally they tend to ignore. So we should not make that mistake because we understood the core value of it within this 30 session that we have covered already. Second point is, so interrupt me if you want to share any further ideas on any point which you feel is very much related. Yeah. So leaders versus those who lead. Those who lead means maybe autocratic managers. Holding a title or position of authority merely gives you power. Those who lead inspire people to follow them voluntarily for their own reasons. For their own reasons, if you remember, we discussed that they have the shared vision, they have the shared interest, right? So it is not that only I as a leader, I want to do this thing or I want to lead the project in this manner and everyone has to follow the same. It's not like that. I will choose people who are aligned with the core values of the company, organization, or team and make sure that the candidate is not only good academically or career wise in his resume, but also having a shared vision, shared value. If this alignment is not there, then again there will be a rift. Or I should not actually, we as a leader also should not just show the carrot or the stick kind of approach to the team or lead the team with that kind of approach. This is what I remember from this second point. Third point is about the golden circle alignment. Sustainable success requires balance across 3 levels. Why, how, and what. Why is the purpose? How is the discipline? Discipline of how is the value or the process, how we are going to achieve the result. And consistency of what is the product or result. So I remember the nice, very apt example that the author has given in this book about Apple computers. So they do not say that we build fantastic laptops or fantastic phones, but if I remember correctly, they have something like, we believe in doing the best and providing the best possible value to our clients by challenging the status quo, and we happen to build laptops and mobiles. If it is aligned, you may try one. Something like that, actually. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, they started why they want to do what they are doing. And then finally reached at the what level, what they are building. And people generally do not buy what the companies are building, why they are building that. If that is more prominent, then even if it is costlier than it deserves or it appears to be, people will happily buy. That is how actually the luxury brands and the brand of trust and loyalty exist and follows. Fourth principle is leadership is rooted in biology. When we say biology, if you remember that limbic system, where actually the core of the brain is the limbic system, where our why correlates to. Inspiration is grounded in human neuroscience. Inspiration is grounded in human neuroscience. The rational neocortex process what? Neocortex is our frontal, prefrontal cortex, we can say. That is the middle, what do you say? Prefrontal cortex exists in forehead area. So that is which area? That is the reason of logic and language and corresponds to what? While the older limbic brain governs why and how. Limbic brain, why it is said older? Because I have very much interest in understanding brain and how brain works and how it has evolved. I clearly and vividly remember that it has been scientifically proved and found that the limbic brain is a primitive brain which was existing from the time of mammals, and how actually they have evolved till monkey, gorilla, and then slowly the prefrontal cortex, the neurocortex have developed, which is very recent development in human being, what actually we see. So that is why it is said that limbic brain is very old. Now, whatever is already there in the limbic brain, we get governed by that naturally. So if we somehow align the limbic brain to our goal, then automatic inspiration comes. That is what actually hidden message that's there in this particular line. So why and how is actually controlling all human behaviors, trust, loyalty, and decision making, because that is also the epicenter for emotion. So the trust, loyalty, and ultimately decision making also happens from there, even though subconsciously. Limbic brain actually corresponds to subconsciously in the spiritual paradigm. Win hearts before minds. Logical arguments, technical features, and spreadsheet appeal to the neocortex, but the long-term devotion and visceral alignment require winning the limbic heart first. So the leader who can somehow penetrate to the limbic heart of the team, then automatically the alignment happens. He need not actually struggle further in the later part because there won't be much conflict. So winning hearts before minds is very important. Sixth point is products are physical proof. People do not buy what you make, they buy why you make it. Your product, service, and marketing serve merely as tangible evidence of what you believe. This is something similar to this one, the golden circle of alignment that we discussed about the Apple computers and laptops.
Yeah.
Then the seventh point is the language disconnect. Because the limbic brain controls decisions but has no capacity for language, people struggle to explain gut feelings rationally. This is very, very interesting actually. Many times actually we can observe this happening around our surrounding, whether in our team or in our family. They would be saying something, thinking something else, and doing something else. It appears to be like this. We will be thinking that how come sometimes our words are so straightforward to us, but it won't reach to the other person and they will interpret in a different manner. Because one of the reason is this. The limbic brain controls decision but has no capacity for language. So what comes from the limbic brain will come in terms of emotions. In terms of language, it may or may not translate very accurately unless someone has put sufficient amount of effort. So that's why we see a mismatch and we see that what is this? Is the person who is under emotion, they will be completely appear as insane, but for that person, it is completely sane. So we need to understand the difference between the epicenter of our limbic system and the limbic brain where the emotion sustains and the prefrontal cortex which governs the language. So if we do not understand the nature of them and how they govern our emotion and attitude, then we will feel there is a strong disconnect. Number 8 is purpose outperforms resources. Purpose outperforms resources. Example, the Wright brothers succeeded in manned flight with no funding, no connections, and no college degrees because they had a driving cause. Whereas Samuel Pierpont Langley failed despite government grants and a dream team because he only sought fame and wealth. He was lacking the that junoon, that passion that was not within him. So despite every asset is provided, he failed to lead the people to attain the final goal. Number 9 is intrinsic motivation over extrinsic works. You cannot force people to care. You cannot force people to care. True drive comes from an internal alignment with a higher purpose rather than outside bribes or threats. Remember about the example carrot and stick. So intrinsic motives versus or over extrinsic perks. This is short term. Extrinsic perks are the threat mechanism. Everything actually is short term mechanism to attain the kind of results that we want. But someone who wants intrinsic motivation, they need to go with the golden circle philosophy. Or that way someone can lead intrinsically, holistically. Number 10 says clarity drives scalability. When the leader's why is clearly articulated, every manager in the organization can make decisions as accurately as and confidently as the founder. Because now it becomes a shared vision, it becomes a shared value, and that why is clearly articulated. Why the leader has founded the organization, what is the intent, and how he or she wants to lead the organization towards the outcome that he or she has envisioned. So if it is clearly articulated, then it can be very easily understood by everyone and decisions can be made accordingly. Part 1 is over. So we have 6 parts in small 6 to 8 points, 9 points, like that. Shall we cover this second part also?
Yeah.
Okay. The second part is the hidden pitfall of manipulation. So this primarily talks about the characteristic, I think. So first point says about influence by inspiration, not manipulation. Organization that lack clarity of purpose default to short-term manipulation, price cuts or promotions or fear or peer pressure or aspirational promises and novelty. So the key point here is lack organization that lack clarity of purpose. That clarity of purpose has to be there. Why? It's a purpose. If it is missing, then other shortcuts people or leaders will try to find, but that's not going to help in long run. The price game addiction. Discounting price to win market share acts as a drug addiction. It delivers a fast short-term high, but erodes profit margins and turns your offering into a commodity. Third is incentives create cashback junkies. Heavy promotions and cashback incentives like those historically used by General Motors destroys profit margins and conditions customers to never pay full price because they are habituated. Once they are habituated with low price, they assume that the true value of that particular product or service is that much only. So they will not feel like paying the full price. So this has to be clearly defined and clearly executed, otherwise it will backfire. Fourth point says fear cripples long-term trust. Using fear or agitation of insecurities forces immediate compliance out of survival, but facts cannot wipe away the resulting anxiety and it kills genuine loyalty. And it also kills the genuine loyalty. And we have also kind of very elaborately understood how actually loyalty can be attained and can be preserved, which is like lifelong achievement. Aspirational message lack discipline. Promising quick fixes. So point number 5 says promising quick fixes like 6 steps to success triggers temporary behavior but without internal inspiration. People lose discipline once the novelty fades. Once the novelty fades. Sixth point is about social proof exploits insecurity. Relying on celebrity endorsements or majority rules, messaging uses peer pressure to play on the customer's fear of being wrong rather than building genuine belief. Which is very important. Point number says about novelty is not true innovation. Adding shiny new features or buttons like some phone actually came with in Motorola Razr. I think we have discussed about this case study also in detail. So that's basically the core mobile or core kind of the instrument was the same. It was not a new version, but a very minor tweaks, tiny objects, tiny features actually has been added. It's a mere product novelty that temporarily boosts sales. Real innovation fundamentally transforms how an industry or society operates. So that is a key point, how an industry or society operates. And if we want to transform that process, then it is not a small shiny feature can bring that difference, but a real innovation actually is required. And we should actually align our innovation towards the aiming towards transforming the society by seeing how it operates, or the pain points of the society in short, actually. The last point number 8, says repeat business versus genuine loyalty. Repeat business simply means someone buys from you multiple items or multiple times due to price or convenience. Loyalty means they will turn down a better price or endure inconvenience just to work with you. Means in that very difficult time also, if they are sustaining, and even if there is a little better product or better prices available, still they are sustaining, then that is called genuine loyalty. And that's how actually long-term repetitive business can be ensured. So this completes second part. Now we have the decision to make, whether to continue the part 3 or on Monday, or we will skip and start a new book on Monday.
I think we'll start new book on Monday. You can share this.
Okay. So I will share the new book from the Mega 26 and let you know.
Yeah. Could you share these notes with me, or means individually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall I share in the chat window also now, and also I'll be sharing anyway later, but just so that I will not forget, I'm sharing in the chat window of the Zoom.
Yeah.
So that you can copy right away and preserve it for the weekend reading.
It will come with the icon, right? If you paste in the chat.
I hope so. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
No, I think I will search in the other way. It's not going. It's too heavy, maybe.
Is there any PDF or?
Yeah. It is like icons I can see, but it is just exceeding 1000 lines. Oh.
Is it?
No, in parts I may. No, better I will tell you. The icons are not coming. Few of the icons are only coming. I don't know how, but let me mail you. That's the best.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the same email ID, or otherwise you ping me the email ID which you want, and I will be sharing right away.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
The WhatsApp. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, I'll remind you later. No problem. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. See you tomorrow at
Thank you.
8 p.m.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.